In order to create a new member within the CRM Association Manager, you need to first either create or locate a prospective member in the CRM database. I created this prospect a little bit earlier. Once you've located your prospect, you can use the membership order option in the workflow area to start up the member invoice builder. This screen will vary for almost every Association Manager implementation depending on what your specific criteria are to build a new member invoice. In this example, it's based on the member's start date, so that would be the date that they effectively became a member, and you can choose any date on the calendar, either in the past or in the future. A member tier, and you can configure the member tiers. This one example is based on the number of employees within the company, but it can be based on any criteria you would like based on your needs for membership dues. I'll choose 1 to 10 employees. You can then choose the payment cycle. So this is how often the member renews. So you can have monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual renewal cycles. And depending on which one you choose, you may get other fields that are presented for data entry. For example, monthly members, the system can automatically charge their credit card each month and mail them a receipt. And in that case, you could specify that credit card is the monthly payment method. For annual and other types of renewal cycles, it's more common that you would generate an invoice, send it to the member, and have them pay. Now, the CRM Association Manager will do that automatically. It will calculate your renewals, it will generate the invoice, it will email it to the member, and then the member has the ability to log on to your website and pay their membership dues 24/7. You can check the renewals demonstration to see exactly how that's done. We also have an option here for include capital contribution, and this is a feature you can turn on or off in the Association Manager. And basically it's the fact that many associations now maintain capital contribution or endowment funds. Basically they ask for donations that are voluntary. They put them in a fund and use them for capital projects, say like implementing a CRM system. I'm going to include a capital contribution on a voluntary basis on this invoice. Now, the system is going to go ahead and actually calculate and generate the member invoice for us. This is fully integrated into the accounting system, so everything is handled, including things like sales taxes if they're applicable in your area, and we didn't have to do any special configurations in order for that to happen because it's pulling everything real time from the back-end finance system. We can also see that based on the system defaults that this invoice is intended to be paid by Visa. We could change this to any payment method that we wanted. 3 line items have been added onto the invoice. We have the actual membership dues based on the tier that we previously selected. We have the capital fund contribution, which again is voluntary most of the time, and it's a default amount based on the member tier level, and you can configure that. If the member wanted to contribute, but they wanted to contribute possibly more or less than the $50, we could click on the option here and modify the amount to whatever they felt comfortable donating. And then there's an administration fee, and this is an option that you can also configure to levy an admin or sign up or service fee in whatever amount that you wanted. So if you think about it, say even organizations like gyms, you sign up for a membership, and there's also a sign up or membership service fee. That's exactly what that is. Now at this point, the prospective member may want you to generate a document for them, a quotation or an invoice that they may take to their accounting department, or get a check requisition filed, or even just get approval to become a member of your association. We can use the print documents option to do that. Now the first thing we're going to do is choose what template we want to use. I'm going to use this member quotation template. Templates in Association Manager are based on HTML, and they can be created in almost any application, even Microsoft Word. So in regards to having technical skills, virtually none are required to create and maintain these document templates, but you can still create very rich, powerful looking documents based on the HTML format. You then choose how you want to generate the document. Do you want to generate it and file it in the CRM library, in which case it would be filed here under Documents. That would be more for your own internal purposes. Do you want to generate it and send it by email to one of the contact people on file for this company? And they'll be listed here in this drop-down box. Bart Bruno here is my contact person. Or do you want to generate it and send it to any particular email address? And then you can type the email address there. You can choose a BCC address, you can put in your subject line, your email message, and then click Continue. And the system will generate the invoice or quotation, PDF it, attach it to your email, and email it off or file it into CRM depending on your choice. I'm going to click Document Preview here so we can see what the document would look like when it was generated. This is one possible rendition of an invoice. You can make this look however you would like based on your style and graphical requirements. This example, though, has a tear-off section where they can rip on the perforated line and return that section with payment for their membership dues. Now, at that particular point, they may decide to become a member immediately. They may have to get an approval and come back to you a day or a week or a month later, but eventually they will, and you'll return to this particular invoice. At that stage, you're going to want to convert this quote into an order. And when you do, an opportunity is going to be created in the CRM system. Now, this opportunity would be used in your sales pipeline as well. If you have multiple membership people who are tracking prospective members for you, this would now flow into their sales pipeline. The next step then is to process payment. Now, we had told the system previously that this was going to be a Visa payment, so here we are on the credit card payment screen. Association Manager fully includes electronic credit card integration, and we integrate into a number of different credit card processors, and we're adding new ones all the time. If you use one that we don't support, we can generally integrate them in fairly easily in about a half a day. Now, this is real time, so when I punch in the credit card information, it's actually going to go ahead and process the card and deposit the funds. This typically takes 2 or 3 seconds to execute, depending on your internet connection and how busy the actual payment gateway is. But we'll either get a decline or a success immediately, which lets us know that the funds have been withdrawn from the credit card and will be deposited into our account. If the payment fails, we can certainly try another credit card or change to another payment method such as check or cash and allow them to pay that way. But in this case, we have a successful credit card payment for the $483. We even got the little receipt that you're typically used to seeing at a retail establishment. That takes us to the final step, and that is finalizing the annual member. Now, if you think about all the things that you do today that go into actually signing someone up as a member, all of the administrative work, all of the account details that have to be set up, the system is going to do all of those things for us automatically once we confirm. So am I sure I want to do this? Yes, I am. Now at this point, a lot of things are happening. For example, an account is being created for them in accounts receivable. So their membership number is being automatically generated and assigned. They're being promoted to the accounting system as a customer. Their account is being set up in CRM and they're being put on a renewal cycle, so they'll have a renewal date to make sure that the system will automatically generate their renewal. And then we're also dealing with a problem that a lot of associations have, and that is deferred revenue. If you take payment for membership today for a year, you're really incurring expenses to service that new member over the course of a year, and as a result you should be recognizing the revenue that goes with that particular member over the course of a year as well. Now, not all associations do this, but many do, and it's a very problematic administrative function because there's a lot of work that goes into tracking it. The association manager, however, will do all of that work for you, and I'll show you that in just a moment. We can see here that this particular account is now an active member. They've been assigned a customer or a membership number. They've been put on the annual renewal cycle. We can see that they're a member effective June the 1st, 2009, which is what I selected. Their renewal date is May 31st, 2010, 1 year less a day before that. And we can see that their next billing date will be April the 30th, 2010. Now this is based on a configuration that I made in the system to say that 30 days prior to renewal, I want to generate their actual renewal invoice and have it sent to them. You can configure that to any number of days prior to renewal. And at that point, the system will automatically generate a renewal invoice and send it off. See the renewals demonstration for more details on that. Now, if we go into the opportunity that we had just been viewing, we can go and look at the original invoice that we had issued to the member. There it is. But what we can do is we can look and see the revenue deferral, which has been automatically handled. Now, basically what's happened is that the revenue for this membership is being spread out throughout the year. Well, most of it. There are certain values such as the administration fee and the capital fund contribution that are recognized immediately in the first month. So for example, here's the invoice for the first month and you can see that it's $107.16. But the remainder of the membership dues are spread out throughout the next 11 months. And in that way, your revenue allocation in the accounting system is nice and even. It matches up with the costs that you are occurring to actually service the member, and you're properly adhering to generally accepted accounting principles. The actual recognition of this revenue now in the finance system will happen entirely automatically. So any work that you may have previously done to track and trace and manage deferred revenue is completely eliminated. So at this stage we have a nice complete member from start to finish within Association Manager, and it really only took us a few clicks of the mouse and entry of a few pieces of data. If you have any questions about this process, you can contact us at any time.